Okay, now how did you go from, you know, just kind of doing it as a hobby, just having fun, kicking and hanging out, to going to like, okay, we gonna do this for real. This is like we trying to make a career out of this. How did that come about?
Um, let's see, I used to be writing rhymes in high school and whatnot. So while in the middle of class, everybody's learning. I used to be in my notepad writing, and then wound up linking up with a few friends. So I had a friend of mine by the name of we call him Sono, Sono, which stands for Son of No One. And then Sono went to school with this individual in Norman Thomas High School. His name was Vincent, which later on became Wordsworth. So that's kind of where we started like, yo, we're gonna put this group together and try to make something happen. So we was coming out of like high school, maybe our senior year, trying to really take it serious. And we had like a whack group name. The group name was called Uprising. It was just, I don't know how we got it. It's just something that happened. And then once one of my partners he went away to college in Atlanta, my man Sono, then it was just me and Words. So we were kind of solo artists at the time, and we just decided to just kind of like move forward and go ahead and try to just make some form of an impact. So we would just run up on people with demos and just rhyme in ciphers and do whatever we had to do. So that's kind of around that time, I'll say maybe my senior year of high school, when we started to try to take it serious.
Wow, that's what's up. Big shout outs to Wordsworth, man. He was on the show. Definitely remember we would, when I was in high school, we would come home and try to catch them episodes of Lyricist Lounge, man. That's definitely a classic, a staple in in
Yeah,
the hip hop.
thank you, thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Now, right, I was gonna say, now they had the soundtracks, and then y'all ended up getting on that. Now, was how far was that from, you know, like y'all coming out of high school? You know,
Mhm.
your homeboy went to college. Was that like a great gap in between that, or was that soon after?
What the Lyricist Lounge album?
Yeah, because they had the show, and then it was coming with the. I guess it was like soundtracks, or what?
It's not a soundtrack. So what happened was it was an album. So Lyricist Lounge was more of a an underground rap movement where these two guys, Anthony and Danny, will put. It started out in a little small rec room where lyricists would come and kind of meet each other and rhyme and say rhymes amongst each other, and that thing just grew as the word spread about. Then it started hitting stages in New York City at a spot called Wetlands, and that's when everybody started hearing about it. So everybody in the crowd was artists, rhyming,
Wow.
singers, whatever, poets. It would be dudes in the crowd, and then one day, I was able to meet these guys at a show, and a manager of mine at the time that used to manage me in Words, his name was John Vasquez, gave our demo to them. They liked it. They called us in to perform at the lounge and do a show. Q-Tip was actually the host of that show, and that's how me and Words got introduced to the lounge. And then just from building a good rapport with them, they wanted to put together a project. So they got a deal through Raucus, and they put out this double album, which was Lyricist Lounge Volume 1. And in the making of that album, me and Words did a song called The Cipher. But this one day we was all doing the last song on the album, which is more like a freestyle track with a bunch of rappers. Um, Words was in the lounge in the lounge area, and we was all freestyling, right? I guess this is what happens when you get a bunch of creatives together. Words was acting like the teacher, we all was acting like students. So it was like sort of like a call and response, but it was all improv freestyle off the head. Somebody was recording it and was like, yo, this would be a dope idea for a show. One thing led to another. They somehow got MTV to get on board and made a show of it. And we all wound up auditioning for the parts. Some people made it, some didn't. But that's how the whole Lyricist Lounge TV show and the album came about. It was just an album that we was doing for the underground cast to kind of get some light, and that led into a TV show. And then after the TV show came Lyricist Lounge Volume 2, where they kind of went a little different with it, where they kind of put like a major artist with an underground rapper, try to get some like exposure and stuff like that.
Wow, man, I appreciate you breaking that down. That's live. So it actually was something that was actually going on in the city, and then they flipped it into a show.
Yeah, so Lyricist Lounge, they still do. Lyricist Lounge is still around today. We just did the anniversary. Um, ooh, I want to say maybe back in May, sometime in New York City at the Apollo Theater. So we came out on stage with Talib Kweli, and we did Fortify Live. So it was a female rapper by the name of Jane Doe, myself, Words, Kweli. Most couldn't make it, but we still performed the record off the Black Star album called Twice in a Lifetime.